Hi everyone, this is my little introduction to Major Essay 1. Major Essay 1 is about voice, and I would like you to go through this introduction, but you also need to read the assignment itself, which is one of the things in the list of things you need to do this week. So, voice. What in the heck does that mean? Like, you can hear my voice, but we're talking about voice in terms of more of your metaphorical voice. Like, what are you trying to say in this world? What are you trying to do with your voice? What do you want people to hear? What do you want to make happen? And that's really at the heart of how we're going to be looking at voice in this essay. So, Major Essay 1 is a piece of persuasive writing. You're trying to help people understand something important about your voice and what shaped your voice to be the way that it is. While we are talking about our voices, it'll actually be helping make your voice more effective within the context of academic writing. So it's doing double duty. We're examining what is our voice, what shaped it, but we're building it at the same time. And I think it's really important that anytime you're trying to improve something, and you are by being in college because you're trying to improve your ability to join a new community, anytime you're doing that, it's really important to reflect on what you already have. In this case, the voice you already have, to really understand it and know what has shaped it already and how it is going to evolve and grow in the future. So, for this essay itself, we're going to be focusing specifically on our structure, like essay structure. So we're using a very traditional structure with a solid thesis statement, topic summary sentences, that kind of thing. You might already have experience talking about it like that. Great. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, that's great too. We'll get there. We will talk about structure very specifically starting next week. And then description, we'll be working on enhancing our description, enhancing how we appeal to our audience. And people find description, like concrete details and stories, very appealing. And so we can get people to understand ideas and concepts much better when we have awesome description. So we'll be practicing that too. Those are our two big things that we're working on with Major Essay 1. All right, so the main idea of what we're doing for Essay 1 is explaining the qualities of our voices, like how we express ourselves and where those qualities originated. And this, from the assignment sheet, you'll see more of this background information. And I want you to think about what your voice is bringing to this class, what your voice is bringing to academia. And also, how are you shaping your voice in academia right now? I think those sentences will make more sense the more we talk about this essay. All right, the topic. One thing you're going to notice is in assignment sheets, I have a tendency to always put the most important bit of what I want you to address in bold. So this is on the assignment sheet. You're going to read it again. For essay 1, you will identify and explain what aspects of your past experience have had the greatest impact on your voice. Each body paragraph needs to focus on explaining how a distinct aspect of your past experience has impacted your voice. Getting started. So this week, we're doing that. We're making sure we understand the essay, and then we're starting to break down this process of writing the essay into smaller steps. This first step that we are going to be working on is brainstorming. And you have an assignment this week to brainstorm ideas on what voice you have and where it came from. So it's directly related to the paper. And feel free to be creative. We're not judging people on writing. We're trying to get ideas down. We're not worried about spelling. We're not worried about grammar. This is simply getting ideas down. So get as creative as you can. Get as, let yourself go and really think about it. Don't worry about the little picky stuff. We'll worry about that later. One thing I recommend doing frequently is reviewing the assignment sheet. Remember all of the elements that you're required to include in the essay. Remind yourself of exactly what the assignment is. If you're like me, you do better with a printed copy sometimes. Try printing out the assignment sheet and writing on it. Sometimes that helps people a lot. Other people, great with digital versions. See which kind of person you are. Do what works for you. But I want you to know that when I give essay assignment sheets, there are generally categories of information on them pretty consistently. So there are going to be due dates, the topic of your essay, and kind of some context to help you understand that topic, some ideas to consider to help you get going and think about what you want to write about, and then the essay content requirements. So all of the really specific things that I require you to include in the essay, and some format guidelines. We'll go over formatting closer to when a draft of the essay is due. So don't freak out about that yet. We'll get there. What you do need to remember about format, for now at least, for your peace of mind probably, is that essay 3 has to be, or essay 1 has to be a minimum of 3 pages long, double spaced. All right. One thing that I want you to understand in this class is that writing's hard for everyone. Those people that you think of as good writers, it doesn't magically happen. They work really hard at it. Everybody works hard. It's a struggle. And the thing that will help you or will make you successful is just putting in the time, putting in the effort, sticking with it. So know that it will be a struggle. You will have moments of frustration. Stick with it. Figure out what resources you have and how to get yourself unstuck. That's half of what we're learning in this class, is that writing isn't magic. There is a structure, there is a rhyme and reason to it. There is a process for it. You probably know parts of the process. And it's not a mystery. So we're demystifying writing. If you get frustrated, and this happens to everybody, says almost all writers, I would say all writers, honestly. So one thing that it's important to do is ask for clarification. You are never going to annoy me by asking a question. I'm sitting here waiting for you to ask me questions. It worries me when I don't get questions. So please ask me, ask the embedded tutor, read our feedback. Another thing you can do is drop your questions in the Ask a Question discussion board forum and check it out regularly to see what other students are asking or what answers I gave other students. You can also check out what other people are posting in the discussion board and peer editing. So one thing I try to do fairly often is when we're coming up with ideas or sharing ideas, we will use discussion board. And while you're not required to, I highly recommend reading as much of it as you can, because in a face-to-face class, you would get to hear what other students are thinking and their ideas. The way of doing that online is to read discussion board. Get a little help from your friends. Have them in discussion board give you ideas, and keep going. even if it's not right, even if it doesn't feel right, even if you know that it's not what I wanted quite yet, keep going. Submit it. With the major essays, you are going to get a grade from me, but you're going to get the chance to revise for a higher grade after I grade it because I think you learn more that way. So remember, submit it. You'll get feedback. You'll learn more. You'll figure out how to fix it. Basically, I hope you're hearing, stick with me. And I want you to know that I see writing as a very brave act. It is an act of courage because you're putting ideas out there, you're using your voice, you're taking risks. And I respect that act of courage. And so I'm inviting you this semester. Come be courageous with me. And in our first essay, we're going to be courageous as we talk about our voices. So, next thing you need to do, read through the assignment sheet. Please let me know if you have any questions. Know that this week we're just getting a handle on the topic. Week 2, we're going to be talking about structure and what we actually put into those paragraphs. So know that part is coming. All right. Have a wonderful rest of week 1.